Hello everybody, my name is Lil Burrs. I am a speedrunner and moderator for the game Space Marine 2. In today's video, I will be bringing you a guide on how to speedrun the second operation, Decapitation. Now, Decapitation is the first operation where we have to kill a big bad boss at the very end. But before we get into the actual level, let's all go over classes. Whether you are playing solo or co-op, the tactical class is required. If you are playing solo, you will be playing tactical. If you are playing co-op, you will need a tactical on your squad. Why? The off-spec scan gives us the ability to do an incredible amount of damage to the Hive Tyrant at the very end of the level, so bringing this is a requirement for fast kills on the boss. For weapons, when I'm playing tactical, at the lower difficulties, you will want to play the bolt rifle, at least in solo play. If you are playing at the higher difficulty solo, it is advantageous to bring either the bolt rifle with grenade launcher or the plasma incinerator. If you are playing co-op, no matter what level, bring the bolt rifle with grenade launcher. Now, at the higher difficulties, we want to make use of the perk Magazine Restoration, which gives us all of our grenades back every 30 seconds anytime we drop below a third HP. So if you are good at surviving on low HP and consistently using this perk, you will be able to output a lot of damage on the Hive Tyrants. Now, for co-op, your other two squad members are going to be Heavy, and they are going to be bringing the Heavy Plasma Incinerator. And then the third one can vary. Now, if you're looking to kill the Hive Tyrant as quickly as possible, Sniper is going to be your third. If you are looking to go through the level at quick speed, Assault will be your best third. Tactical and Heavy, like I said, are going to be a requirement. Your third can be either Sniper or Assault, depending on if you want to kill the boss faster or move to the level faster. Now, let's go ahead and get into the actual level itself. Alright, now we are inside the operation itself. If you are playing solo, your main goal here is just to run as fast as you can past every enemy to the first door to get into the tower. If you are playing co-op, where one of your three members is playing the Assault class, you are going to want your Tactical and Heavy class to come approach the first enemies they find, whether it be out here in the cathedral courtyard or inside the cathedral itself. Go down and die intentionally. The sooner this happens, this allows us for our Assault class to speed through the first part of this level as quick as they can and open that first door without having to wait for the Tactical and Heavy class to catch up. So if you're looking to squeeze every single second you can to save time, this is the fastest way to do it. Now that we have made it through the cathedral, I do want to highlight this section before getting into the tower. Now, there are a few ways to get down and proceed to the next part of this level. There is the left side right here where we can fall down. There is the right side right here where we can fall down. And then there is a straight path that eventually falls down. The quickest path for this section is to quickly run through the very middle and then jump down at the little edge right here and then continue forward through the mission. Going down the sides are actually time losses. The reason being is because there are actually small walls that you have to kind of snake around to get through, where this path simply goes over that and we fall down right at the end of all that stuff. Now we have made it into the tower. This section of the operation is the first of the two major components of RNG we have to deal with. Now, the RNG in this section is the amount of explosives we have to place. This number ranges between 2 to 4. While 3 and 4 are the ones you will more commonly see, 2 is an exceptionally rare happenstance that you can get. Now, if you do get 4, this tends to be a reset, as the fourth mine you will have to place will have to be done on another level where you have to grab a fourth mine off the table, place it on a support beam, and then make your way back down to the door here to continue through the level. So 3 will be the one that you will more commonly play on. and you place these explosives on support beams on the main level, indicated by the red lights here. There are 4 possible explosive spawns on the main level, but the 3 we are looking for is this corner one right here, the one directly next to it at the cardinal direction right here, and then the one on the other side of the room in this cardinal direction here. The 4th potential spawn is the opposite corner from what the table is on this diagonal here. The reason we want the first 3 I pointed out is that they are the closest to the table where you will grab your mines and then reach the door to continue through the level. The final thing I will say about this section is that when we are placing the explosives on the support beams, we are crowd control immune. While we will still take damage, we are going to abuse the fact that we cannot be crowd controlled, so our main goal is to not kill enemies, not fight enemies, is to grab explosives, put them on the support beams, and do that 3 times or 2 times if you get lucky, and then press the button to the door and continue through the level. Now that our explosives have been planted, we make our way up to the main platform. In this section of the operation, a Tyranid wave will spawn, we must kill them, and then after that wave is dead, the Hive Tyrant will make himself available, to which we will then detonate the tower and then move on through the level. This is the second of the 2 RNG components that go into the operation. The RNG elements that we're looking for here are where the Tyranid swarm will spawn. They can spawn from one of 2 locations. They can come from the main bridge right here in the middle, or from on top of this golden rooftop to the left side here. The RNG we're looking for here is for them to spawn on the rooftop. Now, why do we want this spawn? Well, the reason being is that the enemies will funnel into this small courtyard down below here and come up from one of 2 locations, which I will show now. This is the courtyard from which the enemies that spawn on the rooftop will fall into. The enemies will come from several locations on the rooftop. They will fall from normally 1 of 3 locations, usually about right here, and then right here. They will all fall into this courtyard and climb up one of 2 walls, this brick wall right here, and this metal door right here. It's also worth mentioning that the majority of enemies do not come from the rooftop, but they actually jump over and onto the courtyard from this red crate here, and when they jump over, they will all be grouped up and be easily to kill if you catch them as they land. Now, if you do get the rooftop spawn, a small wave will spawn behind you about halfway through the wave. You will have to turn around and kill them. This small wave consists of usually a handful of Majoris enemies and Minoris enemies, so if you catch it early, you can kill them all in one fell swoop, so look out for that as well. If you do get the unfortunate bridge spawn, the reason this is slower than the rooftop spawn is that this cuts the wave in half. Half the wave will go on the left side, the other half on the right side. The left half will climb up these 2 walls here. The right half will climb up these 2 walls here. This effectively splits the wave in half and spreading the enemies out across the entire platform, making them harder to kill effectively and quickly, thus spawning the Hive Tyrant. A couple more things about this section of the speedrun. When you first arrive on the platform and trigger the dialogue that spawns the wave, during that dialogue, we want to make use of that time by looking around for ammo boxes, grenades, or medistims if we need them. We want to make a mental note specifically of the ammo boxes that we will pick up after we kill the wave, thus stopping us from having to use the loadout pod at the very end to refresh our grenade launcher. Now that we have destroyed the bridge, gone down the elevator, we make it to this section. This section is rather straightforward, as it's a single linear path that we need to get to the next elevator. This section is just running past every single enemy we can, not killing, not stopping for anything, just run to the elevator. We have made it to the door that enters into the Hive Tyrant room. A couple things to note here is that if you are low on your grenade launcher, you can use the loadout pod to refill it. But if you have used your ammo boxes properly at the platform, you should have a healthy supply of grenades for your grenade launcher. Now, it is worth to note here that especially if you are playing solo, you want to get to the very top platform here. This will make your AI teammates come in this room extremely fast. If you sit at the bottom, it will sometimes take them longer as they will continue to fight enemies, as the assemble point is at the top here and not at the bottom. We have finally entered the climactic end of this operation where we have to kill the Hive Tyrant to end the mission. Now, to kill the Hive Tyrant, there's a couple ways we can do this depending on the difficulty we are playing on. If we are playing on minimal, the strategy is to scan him upon entering the room and using our grenade launcher, or if we are playing co-op, your entire team firing upon him, he will immediately go into his regen phase where he will regen his health and then start his second phase. If this is done fast enough, he will still be scanned and you can kill him quickly. Now, if we are playing on higher difficulties, the strategy is to save your scan until after he regens. And then once he regens his health, we will scan him and then burn him in his second phase. The reason we do that is that his first phase is much more manageable without the scan than his second phase is. As his first phase, he really only charges and does a couple slashes in front of him, where his second phase, he does his pulsing radius as well as he can throw his little scythe out, and that can cause trouble for us. So higher difficulties, we scan him in a second phase, while on lower difficulties, we scan him immediately and burn. I will show a clip of Zwanky in his minimal solo run, killing this extremely quickly now. As you can see from the clip, killing this boss at low difficulties is extremely quick, whether you're solo or co-op. Now, I do want to comment a couple of things about killing this boss in co-op, especially at the higher difficulties. If your group is quick enough with the right build with bringing a sniper, you can actually kill this boss in one scan at the very beginning. It is extremely tight, but it is possible. Now, that being said, it is much safer to wait and scan him in phase 2 and just simply burn phase 1. But if your squad is up to it, you can definitely kill him in one scan on higher difficulties if you build a team for it. I want to thank you all for watching this guide on how to speedrun Operation 2 Decapitation. Decapitation, in my opinion, especially on solo, is one of the more frustrating operations to run, just because dealing with the Hive Tyrant by yourself is a bit of a task, as he will only ever target you and he will rarely target your AI teammates. But it is doable at high levels solo. I want to thank you again for watching. Good luck on your runs and happy hunting.